think small dream is a crime. कोई तो भी बड़े आदमी ने मुझे बोल के गया था कि छोटा सपना देखना ये गुनाह है जिंदगी में. And we are the entrepreneurs. We are battling on the economic forum, economic front of the country.
We work with our team in that way. That was, we are playing this game of business.
The moment I entered into my textile business, from first day onwards, I'm thinking, I belongs to here. I never kept my past in my brain. Your experience, whether it is a success or failure, it never goes waste. You have to reinvest it.
18 करोड़ कंपनी थी, उसका 100 करोड़ हुआ तो मजा आ गया.
Only thing what we people do is that once you lose, you will think that it is gone. No. What you were when you started and what you are when you failed, there will be a huge difference. You have to start from that point.
2 मिनट पहले जब मेरी टीम के साथ में बैठा था, they told we decided this year 580 crores. आप यहाँ क्या कर रहे हो? मैंने बोला मैं यहाँ पे आया हूँ क्योंकि मैं सोच रहा हूँ कि 580 के 1000 कैसे हो जाए.
2017 was the toughest year for us, where Jumbo King had existed as a vada pav brand for 17 years, and we were seen as the brand which is fighting the big bad burgers. And in 2017-18, I had to face reality that vada pav ke liye no one is going to pay more than $20. Aap kuch bhi kar lo.
2008, I lost everything in the share market. In 2010, I lost everything when a wrong collaboration happened in the business with my relative.
I said, what is your game? He said, game? Sir, मैं तो काम पे आती हूँ. Job है, salary मिलती है, and I want to do a good job. Brand should be big. We should grow. This should happen. That should happen. I said, नहीं, brand को side में रखो. On the side, you are in the center. What is in it for you? People वो सहम जाते हैं कि यार ऐसे किसी ने बात नहीं किया है. But then for me, sir, I'm a good, hardworking, honest person. I said, no. Why are you coming to work every day? And I said, let's make it a game for yourself. So about 15 minutes of cajoling के बाद में, then she said, I want to be respected in the industry as a fantastic marketing professional.
For paying the Diwali salary and bonus, I was borrowing the money from the market because उनका दिवाली होना चाहिए. हमारा दिवाली हुआ नहीं हुआ चलेगा. But now, day by day, by putting the proper strategies, proper mathematics on that, no emotions on the finance, only the mathematics work. So, किधर का पैसा किधर बचाने का है? That putting that mathematics, we are good with the cash flow also, and yes, that plays a magical role when you don't play. You play with the mathematics.
Today we have 3 businesses, the founders of and managing directors of all the 3 businesses, all modern businesses, typically the businesses have grown exponentially. 3 different models of business. The whole intention of listening to them is to understand the business model, all right? Is to understand what mindset do these gentlemen have, to understand where they made small mistakes and learn out of that and quickly rebounded the way it has to be done. What has been their growth journey, how they moved from X to Y and Y to Z, and how we all can take certain points to make sure that we also grow. It is said that the easiest route to success is copy somebody who is successful. Is that okay? Easiest route is to copy somebody who is successful. Why to use brain when it is already done? Isn't it? But we are entrepreneurs, no? We want to create. मैं कुछ अलग करूंगा. ये अलग करूंगा के चक्कर में we face a lot of challenges. Okay? So I'm honestly telling you, just copy. Copy what are the right things and just quickly go and implement them. Is that okay? All of us are going to reach the desired goals only if we plan right and execute. How many of you agree? Just say aye. Say aye. So when the panel is happening, when the discussion is happening, they are all going to put their heart out to you because, as we said, they are just amongst us. Okay? They're just amongst us. And they have also built businesses from ground up. Right? So it's better to learn from somebody who has done that ground up, take their wisdom. So first is their mindset is what you have to capture. Second, what has been their learning journey? Okay? How do they look at education? How do they look at exposure? How do they look at, being a student of life? How do they look at it? Third, what are the decisions, the strategic decisions that they took, which pivoted the business? Because without those kind of decisions, the businesses are not going to pivot. Right? So what are those decisions that they took, which just shifted the way they were looking at the business? Okay? And more importantly, how they expanded their beliefs. Right? Can we have all three of them welcomed on the stage? But before we start, according to seniority, do I say, sir? Okay. We have the managing director from GVK Malls. He's from Salem and Hyderabad typically. Fantastic business, second generation. Third generation is already taken over. Okay. Around 70, 75 years of legacy, retail business. The number is also good. They're reaching 1,000 crores or they've crossed 1,000 crores right now. But still when I interacted with him, such a humble human being, wanting to learn. I remember he attending the first session of Burning Desire. And I found him a fantastic student. Okay. And amongst all the three, I think he's the newest friend that I have made. But I think I can have a deep connection with this kind of a gentleman. All right. And thank you very much for accepting this, sir, for coming over. Can I request you to come on the stage with a round of applause from everybody, please? The second one is, I'm sure you must have had the products that he sells. They're already available in Pune also, in Mumbai also, and a lot of places across the country. Fantastic journey again, comes from a legacy of business, but decided to pivot into something else than what his father was doing. Build a profitable business into eateries. How many of you know Jumbo King? Fantastic, very good. So the founder and managing director of Jumbo King, Mr. Dheeraj Gupta. Dheeraj, thank you very much for accepting my invitation. Thank you very much. Yeah. And the last but not the least, the founder and managing director of ECE Energies. The only statement that I can tell you is the company has grown from 18 crores to 240 crores in 3 years. I've made few friends in my journey at SIL for last 11 years, and I'm proud to say that he's one of them. But apart from that, there is amazing genuinity, childishness, wanting to do more every day. That's the ethos. Amit, welcome. It's a proud moment for me that you're here. Your parent diaries need to work, copy with pride, and make sure that you are implementing everything that you're learning from this panel. So, and of course, the fourth man is me who's sitting here in the corner. My job is to ask questions, and maybe few questions even they don't know. Few questions that I think every time when this panel happens here, sir, all of them are business owners. Okay, all of them are business owners. Let's dive a little deep into each individual's mindset of how do you run business, right? What is that makes you get up every day? I mean, you've been doing the same job for, I don't know, 30, 35 years now, right? But what gets you up every day motivated to do this job? The question is going to be same for all three of you, okay? But yeah, let's begin with you.
Good afternoon.
Sir?
Yeah. Hello. Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, sir. So one philosophy I have is that Life is a series of problem solving activity. Suppose you got thirsty. That's a challenge or problem what you have. You have to drink water. Isn't it? It's a solution for thirsty. Same thing, you apply every activity, whatever you do in the life, it's only nothing but solving the problem. So problem is nothing but life. If you don't have problem means you don't have life. So problem is the way of living. Without, okay, we will name it as challenge. We don't, vocabulary we don't use in the organization a problem as a problem. We will call it as challenge or we will call it as situation. So situations have to come for the growth. Problems have to come for the growth. Life, just like our life, business organization also have life. Unless otherwise it have challenges, how can it grow? So if you think in that mindset, every threat, whatever, every challenge what you face becomes an opportunity for you. In some cases we may succeed and some cases we may not succeed. But problem is inevitable, challenge is inevitable, threat is inevitable for the growth. This is the mindset. I always think of it, always keep it in mind. Whenever I sit in the chair, I welcome the challenges. This is my mindset, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Dheeraj, over to you. How do you look at it? What gets you up every day?
So we don't use negative words in any form. So I have a business coach, and the first thing that she did was she said all negative words out. So we use the word opportunity, right? So life is opportunity, business is opportunity, growth is opportunity. And so that is what gets, I think it's just more energizing that, hey, I have a big opportunity versus I have a big challenge or a big problem. And I think what gets me up each day, I'm going to keep it short, is, when in Jumbo King, when we had a nice long period of struggle where we thought we are doing everything right, but growth nahi aati thi, right? We thought we were best in class, but dusre log who were not that good, we are going at similar pace, etc. And then we decided that isko ek game banate hain business ko. Jaise, during the session, he said that like when we used to go to play cricket, किसी को बोलना नहीं पड़ता था भाई क्रिकेट खेलने जाओ, निकल जाते थे, right? It was fun. We had to be told by stop करो अभी अंधेरा हो गया है. So if we made our business vision into some kind of a game, hey, I have to make so many runs to win this game, and make it fun, right? It changes the context of the whole thing on its head. So I do believe, and we work with our team in that way, we are playing this game of business. And अगर आप क्रिकेट खेलने आ रहे हो तो you should enjoy cricket. अगर आप फुटबॉल खेलने जा रहे हो, you should be enjoying to play football. आप टेनिस खेल रहे हो तो you should be playing tennis. So just choose your game, and once you have chosen your game, then build a vision for yourself for becoming the best in class with that. Right? And then I think it becomes super fun. So we go to work every day full of energy because everyone is trying to become the best in their chosen endeavor within the organization. And the games are very, very exciting. As in when you're talking of 10x growth, 100x growth, 1000x growth. So बड़ा डर लगता था, बोलने के लिए हम, when we were at 30-40 stores, and I had been stuck there for like 10 years. So
what are the total stores that you have?
Now we'll be opening store number 200 very soon.
Wow.
So my coach, she said that 100 store, I said, 100 store पहुंचाएं कैसे भी, then life will be jingle all कि सब ठीक हो जाएगा, all problems solved. So she said, नहीं, vision को बड़ा बनाते हैं, 100 store क्या है? So, बड़ा. So I said, यार 1000 store करते हैं. नहीं बड़ा. So she said, ठीक है भाई, ऐसे ही बोलना ही है तो 10,000 बोलते हैं, उसके पैसे थोड़ी लग रहे हैं. And then she said, okay, now let us find out 10 different ways to get to 10,000 stores. And I told her that, ma'am, मेरे को एक तरीका नहीं आता है to get to 100 stores. आप मेरे को 10 तरीके ढूंढने बोल रहे हो of how to get to 10,000 stores. But what happened at that time, there were no answers. I just thought that she's toying with me, playing with me. But it set something different in my mind, because अब उसके बाद every time the thought was, hey, how can we make this larger? And अपने अपना universe से those ideas keep coming in. ये भी कर सकते हैं, ये भी कर सकते हैं, ये भी कर. So you know that germ of growth is a limitation only in
Our mind.
my minds, your minds, whoever may be behind. And once you just unleash that, then you just be bubbling with excitement. That boss, ये तो बहुत मजा आने वाला है.
True. Fantastic. Tomorrow we're going to do an exercise where you will understand why this happens. Okay. So I'm going to help people understand how reticular activating system works in the body. Okay, that's wo jo कीड़ा है ना. That's Amit, over to you. Amit, what gets you up every day?
First of all, thank you, SIL, thank you, Yogesh Pawar sir, for giving me an opportunity in sitting with some so big people on this dais. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening. I think small dream is a crime. कोई तो भी बड़े आदमी ने मुझे बोल के गया था कि छोटा सपना देखना ये गुनाह है जिंदगी में. एंड वी आर द एंटरप्रेन्योर्स, वी आर बैटलिंग ऑन द इकोनॉमिक फोरम, इकोनॉमिक फ्रंट ऑफ द कंट्री. सोल्जर्स वहां ड्राइव कर रहे हैं, हम लोग देश की इकोनॉमी चल रहा है. आजकल तो वॉर होते नहीं है, आज इकोनॉमिक फोरम पे वॉर हो रहे हैं. सो वी आर द सोल्जर्स ड्राइविंग ऑन द इकोनॉमिक फोरम. सो not only doing for myself, not only doing for my team only, it is my job to do something for my society, to give back to the society. Because of society I am there. That always give me motivation to do more and more and more. Because जब 18 करोड़ कंपनी थी, उसका 100 करोड़ हुआ तो मजा आ गया. जैसे सर ने बोला कि आंकड़े तो यार सोचने के लिए कुछ भी लगता है. आज तो अभी मैं 2 मिनट पहले जब मेरी टीम के साथ में बैठा था, they told we decided this year 580 crores. आप यहाँ क्या कर रहे हो? मैंने बोला मैं यहाँ पे आया हूँ क्योंकि मैं सोच रहा हूँ कि 580 के 1000 कैसे हो जाए. So they said you go there, only sit with the guest, and we are doing with the. So that is the number only, and giving back to the society, because of society we are there. And if the society is not there, no one will buy our products. So giving back to the society, whatever we are earning, is always motivates me. And as you started with the रोज सुबह thoughts आते हैं और जगह भी सबको पता है, वो thoughts को लेके काम करना है दिन भर. And in the organization, what we decided, we work with the value system. We work with the value system. We work with the strategies. We never do anything which will affect on our value system. So that value system is creating an ecosystem now, and everybody playing a game of happiness, earning, getting the happiness in the organization, enjoying their job to earn more and more like an entrepreneur in the organization. So we never said my team members are employee. They are team members. They are entrepreneurs under entrepreneur. So that is motivating everyone in the organization to earn more, because we are from the city like Amravati, which is tier 4 city. Everybody after graduation, after engineering, come to the Pune, Mumbai. But the thought process was that we have to create an opportunity in a place like Amravati, which is the resourceless, which is very resourceless. So we have to create a resourceful organization at a resourceless place. So that thought is giving opportunity to improve day by day. As Uma Shankar sir said, ki obstacles are there. So we have to convert that obstacles into the opportunity. So that is what the opportunity and ups and downs is always motivating us to do job on daily basis.
Fantastic. Uma sir, to you in your professional career, have you experienced failures or challenges that you contemplated and thought, I think this was the best learning of my life? Right? So have you gone through these kind of experiences?
Yeah, of course, sir. 2 major failures I experienced. Our family core business is textiles, selling saris, garments. But to expand, we should not keep all the eggs in one basket. My family started one rice mill business. So then I was doing MBA in Pune only. I'm an alumni of Symbiosis. I got graduated from here and I went to my native place. And they asked me why can't you take the reins of that rice mill? I run the show for 15, 17 years. All of a sudden, entire thing has been collapsed. We closed the rice mill. This is a major, stumbling block for my career. Because I never been to my textiles. Because directly I came from the college and I went to the rice mill and I became the president of the district. I became the state committee member like that. I have excellent performance was there. for me in the rice mills. But all of a sudden, because of the business cycle, not only my mill, many of the majority of the rice mills got shut down because of the government policies. But once I left the rice mill, again I joined in my family business. I never ever thought that I ran a rice mill. The moment I entered into my textile business, from first day onwards, I am thinking I belongs to here. I never kept my past in my brain, and I started working there. And then I saw wonderful results and the learnings what I had in my rice mill, the networking, dealing with the government. All those things are not there in retail business. But moving with big people, we used to sit with the chief ministers. We used to sit with the civil supply ministers. We used to discuss the rice mill policies with the collectors. That was not so with the retail industry. But the experience what I got there definitely fetched here also. Like that, your experience, whether it is a success or failure, it never goes waste. You have to reinvest it. Only thing what we people do is that once you lose, you will think that it is gone. No. What you were when you started and what you are when you failed, there will be a huge difference. You have to start from that point. So you might have lost some pennies, but you earned so much of experience. It's a great asset than simple currency. With that learnings, you can do wonders. So failure is in my view, it's a asset. It's not a liability.
Very good.
So you have to use that asset, because already liability, we lost the money. But we created an asset. So if you use your asset properly, you can bring back your liability again and you can repay the thing. This is what I experienced then. I don't want to share the second challenge because other people are still there. let me pass it to other.
Yes, okay, Dheeraj, over to you. Certain tough times.
I think there are several, but 2017 was the toughest year for us, where Jumbo King had existed as a vada pav brand for 17 years, and we were seen as the brand which is fighting the big bad burgers. And in 2017-18, I had to face reality that vada pav ke liye no one is going to pay more than $20. Aap kuch bhi kar lo. And usko ab thoda sa 50 paise aur add karke, add sesame seeds, the patty coated with breadcrumbs, and instead of the normal aloo ka chutney, you put a mayonnaise sauce. People are willing to pay 2.5 times the price, and you call it burgers. And the youth, they find burgers aspirational, and vada pav is not that aspirational. So when Shakespeare said, right, as a rose would smell the same by any other name, absolutely. I don't agree with him, because the same product, when called burgers, it is perceived higher. In fact, even Bajaj Auto, they had to move from selling their scooters to bikes, right, because aspirations change. So we had to, it was so tough, because 17 saal we were seen as this vada pav brand, and we had to really take, we could not imagine Jumbo King becoming a burger brand, because wo hajam hi nahi ho raha tha. But we realized that either we will remain in Mumbai and not be able to move out, or we will have to pivot to burgers and then go national. And in fact, now Jumbo King, we are in advanced talks with Dubai Metro and Singapore Metro to take Jumbo King into the metro systems in those countries. So it was tough, but now, of course, so we say failure is fast forward. That is, if you're able to just understand, okay, failure happened, great. What are we learning out of it? It's a great opportunity where something is being taught to you. Don't do it like this. There is another way to do it. Instead of getting beaten down by it, if you can change your approach to failure and say, okay, what am I learning from here? What is it trying to teach me? And that is what actually opens up so many different new avenues for you.
Wow. Thank you very much. But just an extension of the question. You had to make the decision, right, to remove that vada pav, the word that was critical. What was going in your mind when you decided, hey, this is going to go? Because it was a huge risk to the brand. क्योंकि तभी pivot हुआ. Pivot उसी के बाद हुआ, right?
I'm sorry.
पिवट उसी के बाद हुआ.
Pivot उसी के बाद.
हाँ.
Yeah.
So वो एक इमोशनल मोमेंट कुछ ना कुछ तो होगा.
I think we had one of those in our the training sessions, na, where so we said that we have become burgers, and all the people who were there in the panel, they said, "Sir, आप बड़ा पाव हो." I said, "अरे भाई तुम स्टोर गए हो कभी? सब बर्गर्स हैं." सर आपके मेन बोर्ड पे वड़ा पाव लिखा हुआ है. जब तक आप वो ड्रॉप नहीं करोगे, you are not going to become burgers. मतलब the resistance was
correct.
वड़ा पाव रहने तो नीचे बर्गर्स सेल करते रहेंगे, लोगों को समझ में तो आ ही जाएगा.
Correct.
So it was it's like you spent
लगाओ
17
उस
years.
वड़ा पाव वर्ड से लगाओ.
No, it was your identity. It was our identity. People don't know Dheeraj Gupta, but किसी को भी Jumbo King बोल कर हाँ मालूम है. So you know where typically the brand becomes bigger than
the founder. Yeah.
Or people have their numbers saved in their diary as Jumbo King.
Yeah, correct.
So they don't. So it and when you go out, you're like, अच्छा क्या हो गया, बड़ा पाव बंद कर दिया. So you know it was like as if you have
you got divorced. You've got divorced.
Yeah. Absolutely. So it was that bad thing. And Mumbai people still think that Jumbo King is vada pav. Yeah. But outside Delhi, वगैरह,
it's now it's a burger brand. Yeah. Amit, over to you. Your experiences on how some important critical decisions either went bad or went good. What happened?
So many times because
So all of them have a common thing that they failed enough.
yes, शेर भी शिकार करता है तो 10 में से 8 बार फेल होता है.
है ना,
तो एक बार ही 2 शिकार मिलता है उसको. So the failures are the part and parcel of the life.
Correct.
And it's a situational. And what is right and wrong at that moment is not important. So failures are part of that, and it is definitely learning. So I have a list of years: 2007, 2008. I lost everything in the share market. In 2010, I lost everything when a wrong collaboration happened in the business with my relative. In 2020, COVID was there. But in 2010, learning was there. When you have the collaboration with the wrong people, you should go with the right people. If the competency is not there, it doesn't matter. But they should be loyal to the organization. So that time, loyalty becomes the first priority for us. The people should be loyal because competency can be built with the help of you people. So competency can be built, and the loyalty is what was important. And every day, the challenges are there, and converting challenges into opportunity and taking the action. What as you said, you started in the morning. Emotions, energy converts into the emotions convert into the actions convert into the result.
Correct.
And result, what we are talking about, failures. So it is all the journey. So every day, every moment we face the same situation. But what I think, the failures are always learning, and failures are not because of we have taken the action. Because we take the action, that's why the failure is there. It is all nothing right and wrong in this world. It is just a perception of human being.
True.
And it is situational. You might be wrong at that moment, but you might be right at this moment because with that thought process. So it is all the situational things, and you should always take failures as a learning. As he said, the new learning for me today, learning is an asset, it's not a liability.
Very good.
So we learned that team members are asset, it's not a liability.
Correct.
Marketing is the investment, not an expense. So it is always a learning in the life. Every moment of the life is the learning. And yes, do mistake and learn more and more.
Fantastic. Okay. Can we have a round of applause for them, please? Yeah, because it is genuinely, you know, what happens is when we sit in our cabins, you know, we have this big chair that builds our big ego also, right? But it requires courage to come out to the world and say, I have made these mistakes, right? And then so thank you very much for being open about it. We will talk about symptoms now, okay? So, because the entire conversation is revolving around challenges, probably failures or learnings. That's the conversation revolving. Are there symptoms? So Uma sir, to you, are there symptoms that this business is going wrong or this is going wrong? What kind of system?
Yeah, everybody knows the first and foremost symptom is that cash crunch, cash flow. When you are unable to pay your regular payments, that is the first signal. And the second signal is complaints from the customers. So your product is no more going to be enough for the customers. The word I learned from the SIL is that customer's voice. Always you have to hear to the customer's voice. That is the main source for everything. Whatever model you develop, whatever business you do, first put 2 years, not 1 year, to the voice of the customer. He every day tells you what he needs.
Correct.
Just understand his need. Make it as a business model. There will be no failure. If you don't hear to him, he will shift. It's a common thing. And the third thing is that employee disengagement. People will not work. Already they will get demotivated and they will not work. These are the 3 major symptoms that a failure is ahead of us. This is, in my view, these are the 3 things.
So if possible, you could write it down, because that's really, really important. I think the first one you said was your cash flow. If that's not right, then it's going in a problem. Second is your customer voice. If you're not able to identify your customer voice right. And third, of course, is your employees are not engaged. These are 3 important symptoms. Dheeraj, over to you. What do you feel? Symptoms of symptoms.
सर के बाद स्पीक करने में प्रॉब्लम है because सब cover कर लेते हैं. No, so I think I'll take a different a twist to this, right? So I had read a very interesting book that out of 10 businesses which start, 8 fail, and those 8 which fail is only because they ran out of money. If all of those businesses had a greater supply of money, those businesses would have become successful. Of course, assuming is the same entrepreneur who succeeded in the 9th business or the 10th business. So running out of money. So, it's like my first business when I had started, it was a mithai business, which was way, way back. And it was a great business. Even today, it is a great business. But at that time, I was super undercapitalized. And so, yeah, cash flow is the biggest thing. And I don't think raising capital, getting PE funding or VC funding is the answer. The business has to make money. And for us, I think, so like when I speak with Amit, right? And he grew 10x, more than 10x in 3 years. So I remember I had this specific session with my coach. I said, मैं किसी और का growth देखता हूँ ना इतना fast, मुझे खुद को failure feel होता है. That they are growing so fast and we have grown 10x. We took 7 years to do that. That is too slow. And I used to get very competitive with people and, start thinking that we are not doing enough. So I think this industries are different, and looking at what is happening in your industry and coming to terms with, so I'm a marathon runner, right? We do 42-kilometer runs and 21-kilometer runs. So we are told, don't run your race by someone else's pace. Your body is your pace. Get used to what you want. And then you run it. And then you train harder if you want to run it faster.
Correct.
Okay. So I think, so for me, failure is when, I used to, it used
competitive,
to getting competitive, that they are doing more, I have to do faster. And then we were making wrong decisions. Because a first standard child cannot compete with a fifth standard child.
Correct.
Cannot compete with a 10th standard child. You have to get there, and to get there, it does take a little bit of time. So we've become very comfortable with that. We will grow double every 2 to 3 years. This is a pace which we feel is
right
healthy, is manageable, will be solid, right? And yes, and the vision is, of course, endless.
Very good. Amit, how about you? You want me to? Very difficult. No, now I'm going to reverse the order. Don't worry. I'm going to reverse the order. Yeah.
So, symptoms, what you are talking about, symptoms is definitely cash flow. And what I feel, the technology also, when you are outdated from the technology, because we are in the technology product, so technology, you have to see whether the technology changing in the market, because in last 10 years, what we see, the technology's change is very high. And last 100 years, जितना technology change नहीं हुआ, उतना last 10 साल में change हुआ. So if you are not aligned with the technology, innovations in the business, your business is going to die. That is what I am able to add something with this
Apart
two
from
things,
this.
apart from this.
But then we still have 5, 6 pointers, right? So 3 were given by you, Uma sir. Very importantly, I don't call this as competitiveness. I call this as anxiety to growth. Okay, so please make a note. It is very important because you are the decision-making factor. And if that anxiety is seeping in you, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, right? So it's going to seep in the business also. So anxiety, yes. And of course, Amit said innovation and technology. These are two. If we are not changing with time, then that's a symptom that we see. Now I think I'll start with you. Right? So anywhere where you have changed a so-called failure into an advantage to your business.
So it's a basically bottom line. What that converting obstacles into the opportunity. So the failure, what you have said, failure converting into the opportunity. So that is we all should keep underline always. Converting obstacles into the opportunity will bring our business to next level. So I remember the time of COVID. Our product. I was telling Dheeraj sir, a product out in 2019, and we got the BIS certificate in March 20th March 2020.
Correct.
And 22nd March lockdown was there. So it was a very big threat in front of us. So that time what we decided to use that opportunity, and we were 26 27 people in the organization, including manufacturing people. 10-12 manufacturing के लोग थे, 15-16 लोग हम लोग थे. So use that opportunity as a telecaller. Managing director to receptionist was using the funda of telecalling. Everybody is supposed to do 40 calls a day, and we converted that activity into the opportunity. And yes, that helps us to create the awareness about the new manufacturing unit, solar manufacturing unit coming in the market, and we contacted to so many people. And there are so many mistakes we did, and we converted into the opportunity. Like the business models also we set in the organization. So what I called it version 1 and version 2 of the mistakes. As the software is there, as the operating systems are there, so many things are there. Human beings are evolving. So mistakes we are doing every day. So from one mistake, if we learn, then it's a version 2 of that action, and we can do the better in the next time. So there are such one moment was there during the COVID, and also we had a mistake of recruiting wrong people at wrong place. Being at the tier 3 city, शायद ये प्रॉब्लम यहाँ बैठे हुए सारे लोगों को हो सकता है कि हम लोग गलत आदमी को गलत जगह के गलत काम के लिए अपॉइंट करते हैं. So that makes us very cautious always कि भैया we should have the expert person at expert place. But abhi being the organization of the people, we give them another opportunity. We had given my receptionist, we had given the opportunity of sales. She is doing fantastically well right now, giving the opportunity. So such kind of mistakes, by giving them, as we consider it as a mistake, opportunity, we should give chance other to think as an opportunity towards that mistake, so that they can correct. Otherwise, as you said, we are sitting in the cabin with the big chairs and having big egos. हमको लगता है सब सही होना चाहिए बाहर, और हम 10 में से 8 काम गलत करते हैं. तो ये thought process थोड़ा उधर से भी अगर आएगा, so always we can think कि भैया mistakes को हम लोग correct करने के लिए, mistakes में से सीखने के लिए we are ready, and we can do wonderful job.
I'll change the question now. In a general platform, how do you communicate with your employees? What is the tone? How do you inspire them? What is the general talk that happens in the team?
So fantastic. Thank you for this question, Yogesh. So, I spoke about this game that we created, and I said that, okay, Jumbo King is on this game to, become India's largest homegrown QSR chain in burgers. We want to dominate the category. Let McDonald's and Burger King be there, but सबसे बड़ा brand तो Indian होना चाहिए. So that was the game that we kind of defined for ourselves. And then what I realized is that, I would talk to my team that this is the vision of the company, this is the vision of what we are going to do. And, we as business owners, we tend to always be good orators. Right? It's like you have that It's like movie में acting करना है तो भाई अच्छा दिखना होना
दिखना
चाहिए.
चाहिए.
Otherwise you
Correct,
can't go
correct,
there. As a business owner, you generally tend to be a good orator. So and then that inspiration would also go down very quickly in the team. So we took up this exercise where we have quarterly reviews system which we have put in place, where I sat down with. So I'll give the example of my marketing head. So she's a simple lady, about 12 lakhs salary kinds, not a CMO types. I said, what is your game? She said, game? Sir, मैं तो काम पे आती हूँ. Job है, salary मिलती है, and I want to do a good job. Brand should be big. We should grow. This should happen. That should happen. I said, नहीं, brand को side में रखो. On the side, you are in the center. What is in it for you? People वो सहम जाते हैं कि यार ऐसे किसी ने बात नहीं किया है. But then for me, sir, I'm a good, hardworking, honest person. I said, no. Why are you coming to work every day? And I said, let's make it a game for yourself. So about 15 minutes of cajoling के बाद में, then she said, I want to be respected in the industry as a fantastic marketing professional.
क्या बात है.
I want to be known as someone who built a brand which became an iconic brand. That मुझे respect is the most important thing that emerged for her, right, as a marketing professional. So she said, डरते that I want to be the CMO of a company.
A company.
So I said, okay. And I said, now that is your game. Think about it. Because first conversation, I said, usko aur pakne do in your mind. Let it simmer.
Correct.
You get sure about what you're saying. And then I said, so now jumbo king, it's like, it is akin to a flight. हम बॉम्बे से टेक ऑफ कर रहे हैं, हम दिल्ली जाने वाले हैं. अब भाई जिसको दिल्ली जाना है उसको ही उस फ्लाइट में बैठना चाहिए. जैसे जंबो किंग्स विजन इज टू बिकम दिस आइकॉनिक ब्रांड कमिंग आउट ऑफ इंडिया. सो does Jumbo King become the right vessel for you to fulfill your game?
Is it the same aircraft? Is it the same aircraft? Yeah.
Is if Jumbo King gets to where it wants to, will you get to where you want to?
Fantastic.
Right? So it just changed the entire context with which that person was operating. So अभी कुछ गड़बड़ होता है, कुछ डिले होता है, कोई quarterly plan अच्छे से execute नहीं होता. I'm like, hey, you just talk to the Shantini version 5.0. Her name is Shantini. 5 years later, who is a CMO, and she will probably give you a rap on the head and say, "What the hell are you doing?" Right? So then my job as a leader of this team only becomes to keep on reminding them of the context. Content में घुसना ही नहीं है.
क्या बात है. क्या बात है. Just write it down. Context versus content. Okay. Give the context, not the content.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So
Very
I just am only in the context, and then I said, okay, now, but like I cannot do what I want to without a person who has that aspiration and ambition for herself. Because there was इसी 6 डिपार्टमेंट से सबसे बात हुई थी, उसमें से 2 रिजाइन करके गए. Because उनको डर लग रहा था. They said, सर हमको ऐसा गेम नहीं खेलना, हम तो सिंपल हार्ड वर्किंग पीपल हैं. ये बहुत प्रेशर बिल्ड हो रहा है. CMO, VMO, CXO, CFO, CTO नहीं करना है वो सर. So I said, fair enough, no problem. And then so I said that, okay, now her conversation with her team, digital marketing lead, the loyalty program lead, all of that I said was, you have to make them define games for themselves, right? And then you manage the context of that, and you will see how the entire organization completely turns around.
Very good.
And it's a very, very powerful tool. And we have got much better results than trying to correct people. ऐसे नहीं ऐसे करो, ऐसे नहीं ऐसे करो, ऐसा करना चाहिए था, तुमको सोचना चाहिए था, थोड़ा सा दिमाग लगा.
कितनी बार बताऊं?
No, थोड़ा ownership ले आओ.
कितनी बार बताऊं?
It is your organization.
True. But this game theory worked. The game theory worked. Sir, to you now. Any practical tips that you can give to people right now who are battling with failures right now? Something that you should immediately correct. Whether it is typically when it comes to business, we rightly mentioned cash flows. So if cash flows are not correct, what do you think is some quick things that you can recommend them?
Yeah, 2 parts of the question. First answer is that I cannot advise you, but I will tell you what I learned through my failures and what I adopted. Many of my decisions which went wrong, almost 99% of them were taken in emotion. we should not take emotional decisions in business. Sales cannot be done without emotion. Consumer only buys your product if you create an emotion him only, then only he buys.
Correct.
Sales is okay for, emotion is okay for sales. But in business, never do any decisions with emotion. Economics is much more important than emotion, whether it is bhai, whether it is wife, whether it is director, whoever it is may be. But don't do decisions when you are emotively in a wrong state.
Yeah, either happy or sad. Don't take decisions there.
No. Happy is more dangerous. Happy is more dangerous.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
Please make a note of this, right? Never take decisions when you are sad or when you are happy.
Handling success is more dangerous than handling failure.
Kya baat hai?
The people who made big things, who feel that because of them the success has come, first of all, we have to remove that person from that chair. If you don't remove him from the chair, he will lose entire money, because he feels that he is the instrumental in that, and he stagnates his learning, and again he falls back. So normally the bottleneck always on the top of the bottle, and it becomes a bottleneck.
He becomes a bottleneck.
Yeah. So that's one thing what I feel. And coming to cash crunch, it's the same thing. Old theory. See, if you run a pawn shop or if you run a PMO office, everything is same. Fundamentals are same. Only volume differs. See, first of all, put an eye on your expenses. What can we can cut? That's a fundamental thing. And never ever go for borrowing. First of all, have balance with your current receipts. These are the two fundamentals. See, if you go to debt or equity, it is okay. If it is a small amount for temporary, if you can arrange that, that's okay. But if you rely only on debt to come out of this crisis, that is too dangerous, because using short-term funds for long-term usage is the fundamental blunder every businessman will do, and it leads to failure without any exception.
100%.
If you use your short-term funds for long-term investment, you are going to fail. So if you borrow for short-term usage, there is no problem. If you borrow for the long-term investment, then debt trap has already begun. So never ever indulge in those two things. If anybody have faith on you, and if he comes with an equity, and if you can part with him, that's not an issue. But ever don't take to repay, you don't take any debt. You just be patient. Come out of the problem. Never ever, see, what I feel every time is that when the problem comes, I never immerse myself into the problem. I will come out of the problem and I'll see as a third person what is the problem. Then it becomes easy for me to think about a solution. If you immerse yourself into the problem, you will not get any idea. You have to maintain this is something spiritual. You have to make some detachment with the problem, even though the problem belongs to you and you are the author of the problem and you have to solve the problem, but never ever get involved in the problem. You just come out of the problem, look at the problem with a distance, then you can understand the problem in a better way. With peace of mind, you can definitely have an idea to solve it. Slowly, incremental. See, regular incremental growth leads to legendary possibilities. Don't expect exponential growth at once. Never ever expect that. Organically, every day, day by day, you have to improve. Once you feel that, how come you did all these things? This small incremental growth leads to legendary possibilities. This is what I suggest for the cash flow crunch.
Very good. Anything that you want to share on this?
Yeah, I think since you're talking mistakes, the mistake that we used to continuously make is we used to over-expect from ourselves what we would achieve in 1 year and super underestimate what we would achieve in a decade. Right? And patience build karna na, it takes a little bit of time.
It requires, it is to be understood that it is a marathon.
It is a
marathon.
Yes.
It's a marathon.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, and yeah, so ye jo debt trap ka sir was talking about, so as in knowing all of these things, fully knowing it, I went into a debt trap. Because I thought मैं
मुझे
निकल
तो
जाऊंगा
कहता है, मैं
because
निकल-
I'm smart and
क्योंकि हम निकल ही जाते हैं.
so वो लोन ले रहे हैं because interest pay करना है. This is I'm talking about 2008 when. But anyway, I think some people learn from other people's mistakes. Some people like us, we make the mistake, तभी सीख होती है. So we have done all of that.
Yeah, very good. Amit, how about you? चलो उसको सोलर पे
to
करो.
put solar panels on this so that
इसको सोलर पे करो.
इसमें solar पे बना दो, नया product add करो भाई लोग.
Yeah.
So yes, I had a same experience what Uma Shankar said कि that my one of the friend was there sir. एक गड्ढा बुझाने के लिए दूसरा गड्ढा. It is very simple language. एक गड्ढा बुझाने के लिए दूसरा गड्ढा खोदना और वो उसी गड्ढे को और गहरा करते जाता है. So very rightly said. And yes, initially we were also facing the cash problems. I remember in 2010 or 11 we started for paying the Diwali salary and bonus. I was borrowing the money from the market because उनका दिवाली होना चाहिए. हमारा दिवाली हुआ नहीं हुआ चलेगा. But now day by day by putting the proper strategies, proper mathematics on that, no emotions on the finance, only the mathematics work. So किधर का पैसा किधर बचाने का है. So that putting that mathematics, we are good with the cash flow also. And yes, that plays a magical role when you don't play. You play with the mathematics. I will never say you don't play with the emotions. You have to play some emotional game in the office or in your business because the business comes from our emotions. Okay, so yes, mathematics plays a wonderful role. And letting understand the team members what is the mathematics, what is the balance sheet. As an entrepreneur, we should let the people understand, the key person in the organization, understand what is the balance sheets, what is the numbers, and how we can take the better decisions out of it. So that will help us, that what we are saying, to improve the cash flow.
So play with mathematics. I'm just picking up keywords. Play with mathematics. Okay. Knowing does not mean you do it. That's what the learning here is. And of course, Sir spoke. So I hope you made notes. Yeah. While you've made notes, there is a simple request. Ask yourself, what would you change this year? Is that okay? Ask yourself, this is the part of it that I will improve this year. Is that okay with everybody? Yeah. Can we all thank them for sharing with us? Yeah. How was it? Good. Let your claps tell them it was good.